Wake up, hit snooze a few times, scroll Instagram, drag yourself out of bed, make coffee, sit in traffic, 8 hours of unfulfilling work, sit in traffic again, argue with your spouse, walk the dog, watch Netflix, pass out, repeat for 20 years. If this doesn't scare the absolute shit out of you, it should. This is the state of 95% of the population. If you don't want this to be you, watch this video. I'm deep diving into what the 5% of the most successful people do. What do? They intentionally design the life they want. I've experienced the power of this myself. When I took control of my life, I went from being in $60,000 of debt to making millions online. So in today's video, I'm giving you 5 actionable steps to design the life that you want, starting today. Make no mistake about it, negative beliefs can ruin your life. Why? Because the foundation of pretty much all of your bad habits and procrastination are some beliefs that keep them going. If you want to make consistent progress, you need to fix your negative beliefs. And the one sneaky thing about your beliefs is that they feel real to you. You've never thought to question them before. But the cool thing is, when you change your negative beliefs, your behavior and habits change automatically. So here's what you need to know. Negative beliefs always have at least one of 3 qualities. They are rigid, extreme, and unrealistic. In my experience, there are a few types of beliefs and negative thinking that completely kill your chance of success. Listen to these and check in with yourself to see if you do them, because frankly, most of us do. The first thing is all or nothing thinking. Everything is good or bad, easy or hard, all or nothing. This way of thinking is extremely toxic and unproductive, and the truth is that life is full of gray areas, and thinking this way is not compatible with the way your life really works. The second is the idea that it's too late for you. Maybe you think that you've wasted too much time and it's just too late to do anything about it. This could not be more wrong, okay? I feel like no matter what age I am, I always feel like it's too late, or I've lived the best years of my life, but it's never true. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 58, you can make positive changes and create goals that focus on your passions and achieve those goals. The last belief I want to talk about is settling, okay? Life is constant change. You're not the same person you were a year ago, and that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. You shouldn't want to be the exact same person every day of your life. You should want to grow, evolve, and become a better and better version of yourself. Never settle or assume that you've peaked and become the best version of yourself, because that will never happen. Keep striving to change and improve, and that's the only way to design a life full of meaning and success. Now let me hit you with a banger of a quote from a novel called The Name of the Wind. It's like everyone tells a story about themselves in their own head. Always, all the time. That story makes you what you are. We build ourselves out of that story. Most of the results in your life come from the story you've told yourself over and over again, and telling a different story can give you completely different results in your life. For example, if the story you tell yourself is I'm a loser and nothing goes right for me, then something weird will happen. You'll adopt the habits of a loser because our minds are always looking for consistency. How do we tell a better story that, helps us actually get better results? A technique called reframing. Reframing allows you to look at yourself, your situation, your friends, your family, your beliefs, your career, your entire life in a completely new light. It doesn't mean that you have to, delude yourself or change your personality, but reframing does require you to be objective about who you are, and maybe most importantly, who you want to be. Once you can look at yourself in a new light, you can evaluate your way of thinking and get rid of dysfunctional beliefs and anything else that might be holding you back. But reframing isn't enough on its own. To actually put it into action, you'll need to create a structure for the new design of your life. A lot of designing your life is about seeing the relationship between your plans and your reality. So you may have plans to make, $1 million in the next 6 months, but if this doesn't align with your reality, it just won't happen. You have to reframe your way of thinking and understand that, plans have to be directly connected to what's happening in your real life to actually make sense and actually work. Now, this doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. If I'd given up on my dreams, I wouldn't have made millions of dollars online. I wouldn't have gotten out of $60,000 of debt. What I had to do was reframe the way I saw the world, the way I worked, and the way that I understood success. It's not all about making the most sales or extracting the most value out of your business. It's about cultivating a mindset that is driven by your goals. And the truth is that, I couldn't have done this without modeling my life around many of the successful people that I saw, that, came before me, that, I read about in books and, learned about online. Imagine if we didn't have the internet and we didn't have access to all of these successful people around us. We might not have those models, right? But these models allow us to actually build ourself, build our idea of what we want to be right now. So no, I'm not talking about finding a body double. I'm talking about something way more practical. It's a technique called modeling. Now, modeling takes your reframing mindset and turns it into action. It's easy to say that, you're going to start earning more money or start working out to get the perfect body, but those things won't happen unless you actually do something about it, right? So modeling is the perfect way to create an actionable plan and start turning your dreams into reality. But modeling isn't just about creating your own design from scratch. I actually think this is a really bad way to try to make a change. Think about it. What if no one ever taught you anything and you just tried to live your life as best you could based on your own discoveries? Things would not work really well for you, right? So the same is true when modeling your life. Don't just use your own ideas and experiences. Look for successful people, work off their ideas, and don't get fixated on things you can't change. For example, you might look at someone you idealize and think, I wasn't born with their charisma or charm or looks or brains. You don't want to be an exact copy of someone else. You just need to look at the elements of their life that work well and see how they could apply to you. What are they doing that I'm not? How did they get to where they are now? And how can I model my life in a way that replicates their success? These are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. Speaking of asking questions, I cannot overstate the importance of curiosity. If you're not reading books, listening to podcasts, asking important questions, or simply research topics that matter to you, like you're doing right now watching this, then you're missing out. So I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. Obviously, you already are curious about the world around you and learn everything that you can as efficiently as you can. So keep doing that. What ways could you improve that? Could you be listening to audiobooks on your commute to work or on the way to the gym or as you cook dinner? These types of things really help. And you shouldn't just ask questions of other people, you should ask questions of yourself. These are the only ways you're going to find true meaning and purpose. Who are you? What do you believe? What do you do? What do you want? Why do you work? What is the meaning in your life? And even if you can't answer some of these questions now, it will help you start thinking about these things. Because before I started building businesses, I was in $60,000 of debt. I didn't know what to do. I didn't put much thought into my life. I just lived one day to the next and tried to figure it out as I went along. But the truth is that you can only do this for so long before reality catches up with you. And if you can't find people to ask questions and show genuine curiosity for yourself and your life, you won't be able to reach your goals. And you guys know I come back to this theme a lot, but reading books is essential. I've got a book in my hands like 50% of the time, and reading is never a waste of time because you can always pick up something useful. You can learn from others and incorporate their ideas into your own life. So the most successful people in the world aren't geniuses, okay? They simply took the ideas of people who came before them, then reworked them in a way that would work for them, made them into something even better. So you need to do the same. But if you aren't curious and, thirsty for knowledge, you won't be able to. Now, it's really easy to get caught up in our ideas of what our life is supposed to look like. So you might try to emulate the perfect schedule or create an ideal structure for your life, but ultimately these things don't really matter that much. You need to be focusing on the processes you do, the processes you should be doing, and how you can do them better. And it may sound overly clinical, but when you think about it, what is life but a series of processes, right? Process orientation is similar to the practice of reframing or recalibrating your way of thinking, but it's specifically designed to help you get into the nuts and bolts of everything you do. So if you haven't reached your goals yet, there could be one of two things happening. Either you're not putting in the deep work, or there's a problem with your processes. To fix the problem, you first need to accept it. And this means identifying the problem and just acknowledging that, it actually exists. Then once you do this, you can start to work toward a potential solution. So actually fixing the problem is usually a process of trial and error, of course, but if you're already working off of models that, are effective, then you will have a much better time of it, a much better chance of overcoming any potential process issues and orienting your daily activities in a way that actually, works for the better. So it's what you choose in life that makes you happy. If you don't choose action, you're quietly accepting a life of mediocrity, and you simply won't see change, success, or fulfillment if you don't choose action. So the number one thing that you can take away from all of this is that life will not just hand you what you need, okay? You have to actually, seek out the knowledge, find other people who have what you want, recalibrate your way of thinking, and design your life in a way that actually takes you towards your goal, maximize your potential. And all of these steps require that you choose action over inertia. What would you do if you didn't worry about money? You might just sit around and relax, but would your life be fulfilling? It wouldn't, right? Plus, you'd probably end up losing your wealth pretty quickly. And that's the thing about successful, wealthy people, okay? They never stop moving. They're always working, asking questions, figuring out what they want, trying it out, and then actually adjusting as needed. They aren't just, sitting around on piles of money. Some of them might be if they're born into wealth and don't like working, they just have so much money to spend. But these people are usually very depressed. Successful and happy people are working to make their money grow and find ways to make their lives as meaningful as possible. So let go of the idea that the pieces of your life will just fall into place on their own. That just won't happen. And you have to design your life in the way that you want it to be and take action making that design happen. Every morning I wake up, I choose action, okay? I could just sit on the couch and relax and enjoy the money that I've made, but I wouldn't be happy. I'll get pretty bored pretty quickly. And I've tried it. I've been on beautiful islands where I was sitting there for a little bit too long and got bored eventually and didn't even see the beauty anymore. Why? Because I wasn't pursuing my passions. I wouldn't be putting the design of my life into action. I wouldn't be following in the footsteps of the successful people that came before me, and I would just be giving up halfway through the journey. Never do that. Never give up on your journey and never stop moving. As soon as you stop taking action, you stop living. So take action and do what makes you happy. It's the only true way to live. Now listen, if you want to go deeper into how I personally make money online, don't forget to check out the free training in the description below this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I personally respond to all subscribers' questions. Like this video, share this video, of course, and then check out one of these videos you see on screen if you want to go a little bit deeper, and I'll see you in the next video.